What is going on, YouTube Nation, SHIPIT Nation? We are back with another MLB Quick Hit video. Today is Sunday, April 14th, and we got a great game going on. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about our packages over here at SHIPIT Nation. I'll pull it up right now. You see them on the screen. Weekly, monthly, and season-long packages available. Enter the code MLB15, get you 15% off. That gets you everything that you see there, including Hoop and Tambo's Pro Workshop. They go through it step by step, talk about everything in there that we have. You get projections, you get a core report, cash report, slate plan daily, along with stack rankings, hitter rankings, and pitcher rankings. There's nobody better in the business than SHIPIT Nation. So head on over today, enter that code MLB15. It'll get you 15% off. We're rocking and rolling over here on this Masters weekend. Back-to-back 100K winners. No better time to get in over here at the Nation. Let's hop right into it. In today's game, or today's slate, is going to be a great slate, in my opinion. You have some top-tier pitchers. You have some mid-tier pitchers that are thinker in play. So we'll dive right into it. I have 5 listed over there at SHIPIT Nation in the slate plan for today, but let's talk about them now. Top of that list is going to be Corbin Burnes. Corbin Burnes coming in at 9.7 over at DK. Don't mind that price. Facing his former teammates, this Milwaukee Brewers team. And, man, he should be fired up to face this team. This Brewers team has been hot, but I do like Corbin Burnes today. I think he can limit the damage to this Milwaukee Brewers team. One thing to note on Burnes this year is that he's striking out more righties than lefties. That's opposite of what he's done in the past. Striking out over 40% of righties right now. Obviously, a much smaller sample than the 2023 season. But last year, for example, he struck out almost 30% of lefties and only 22% of righties. And that's kind of flip-flop in a major way this year. So just something to note, the Brewers do have 5 righties in the projected lineup. So make sure you're checking that out when you're building your lineups. Next for me, Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler taking on this feeble Pittsburgh Pirates offense. He's my number 2 ranked pitcher on today's slate overall. Really like Zach Wheeler take on this Pittsburgh team. Don't think they can hurt him that much damage. So give me some Zach Wheeler at home. Number 3 on the slate that we're going to talk about, Charlie Morton. No better time to get your first quality start of the season than in this ballpark against this Miami Marlins team. Similar to that Bucks offense, not very strong. So give me Charlie Morton. Quality starts, very important over there on FanDuel, where he's 9,900, 9,000 on DK. So I think he picks up his first quality start and his second win of the season. Needs to limit those walks, but I think he can do that and beat up on these fish down there in Miami. Number 4 for me is going to be Cole Ragans, and I don't mind picking on this New York Mets team. I think Cole Ragans, he's a very good strikeout pitcher, and he takes on this Mets team today that I think he can get the best of. So I don't mind Cole Ragans, who has had quite a few strikeouts in his first 3 starts of the season. Got roughed up. I think it was last start or the start before that, but I think he bounces back strong today in the Big Apple. And last, but certainly not least, is my SP1 on today's slate. Jose Berrios is going to demolish these Colorado Rockies. Not afraid of this Colorado offense at all. I know they got the Gausman on Friday night, but hey, that's okay. Gausman on the decline, it seems, but Berrios, he's rocking and rolling over 100 pitches on Monday night, 6 strikeouts in 2 games this season. I think he strikes out 6+ today against this feeble Colorado Rockies offense. 3 names that I want to mention that I didn't really touch on here, and I won't dive too much into them. It's going to be Tyler Anderson, Jack Flaherty, and Bailey Ober. I think those 3 pitchers are in play as well. And then Jesus Lazaro is in a bounce-back spot. If you want to fade those Braves in a large field GPP, I think that's okay. But, man, we have an absolutely loaded pitching slate today. Let's move in to some of the stacks, some of my top stacks on today's slate. It's going to start with those Baltimore Orioles in their home park in Camden Yards, taking on Colin Ray. No, not the former country music star, but the baseball pitcher Colin Ray. And I think they'll make him want to go back to Little Rock all the way tonight and go there. Give me the Orioles as my number 1 stack. Number 2, New York Yankees. I think they can pick on Logan Allen. Not a fan of his. I think the Yankees get to him. Number 3 for me is going to be the Los Angeles Angels taking on Brian Bello in his sub 20% strikeout rate to both sides of the plate. No, thank you. Give me these Angels. Give me Mike Trout to hit one over the monster in left center field. 4 for me is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. Like them at home today against the soft tossing Kyle Freeland. I think they are popular today, but give me the Blue Jays as my 4th ranked stack. And last on this list is going to be the Royals. Give me the Royals. Like them, they exploded yesterday in New York. I think they're right back at it again today. Before we wrap up, let's talk about some of my favorite one-offs, some of my favorite value plays. Topping the list is going to be 2 Phillies. Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper taking on Mitch Keller, former All-Star Mitch Keller, who I do have a little bit of faith in Mitch Keller. Speaking of great pitchers on the slate, but hey, I think Kyle Schwarber and or Bryce Harper can take him deep today. I would not full stack this Phillies team, but I do think you can pick off a home run with Kyle Schwarber and or Bryce Harper, much like Kyle Schwarber on FanDuel, where he's only $3,300. Next on the list for me is going to be my boy Gunnar Henderson. I call him Gunnar Henderson, taking on Colin Ray, as alluded to. Only $3,700 at the shortstop position on FanDuel. Think he's viable on DK as well, where he's $5,400. Next up on the list, my favorite Blue Jay, Justin Turner, $4,200. He's first base and third base eligible, so I like that over there for those Blue Jays. It's weird to kind of see Justin Turner play for those Blue Jays, but hey, who knows? That's where we are. Next up on the list is going to be Encarnacion Strand for the Reds. He's a first base, and he's first base eligible as well. $4,200 on DK, $3,100 on FanDuel, where I like him a lot. And last, I haven't seen the White Sox lineup, but if you're looking for a cheap punt catcher, it's going to be my boy Corey Lee for the Chicago White Sox. 3,000 Stoneman on DK. I don't think that's Stoneman, but he's low. And then 2,200 on FanDuel. That'll do it for me on this edition of the Quick Hit video. If you are new, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Come check us out over at The Nation. You can check us out for basically $1 a day when you enter the promo code MLB15. I'll throw it back up on the screen one more time. Talks about everything that you get over there. You get a core report from the legend Hoop himself. You get a cash core report from Title, who just absolutely crushes it. Nades is in there. I'm in there. G. Risen's in there. We have stack rankings, pitcher rankings, hitter rankings. No better time to be at The Nation. That'll do it for me. But for Ham, for SHIPIT Nation, I'll see you at the top of the leaderboards. Good luck in your contest. Have a great Sunday and ship it.